All right, guys, welcome to the I Go with Ego show. It's good to see you all once again. I'm excited to be here with you all. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we have a wonderful guest on the show, my very good friend, all the way from Prague in Czech Republic, Mr. David. Mr. David will be on with us, but before I put him on, you know, we thought that 2020 had done its worst. We thought that 2020 could have taken the people, it has taken enough, but that wasn't the case. Yesterday, America, we went to bed in tears, finding out that Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg had died. She meant so much to so many people. She was a defender of girls' rights, of women's rights. She was a defender of equality. She was a protector of what we call Roe v. Wade, the ability for women to choose what's good for them, and if they want to go on with abortion or not. She was a protector of those the LGBTQ right, and she also was a protector of equality under law, where everyone had equal justice under law. So it's a big loss for the country. It's a painful loss. It's one that, of course, will be political because it involves politics to appoint a Supreme Court justice. But we hope that the Trump administration, and we hope that the politicians would find reason, to allow the process flow and, hopefully select somebody that will be neutral enough to protect women's rights, to protect girls' rights, and of course someone that is deep on equality under law and justice for all. So we pray her soul rest in peace, and we hope that her family find the peace they need in this trying time. So, let me add Mr. Dave real quick. He's our guest all the way from Czech Republic. Mr. sent him a request. I'm excited he can't be here with all of us, so we could hear from him and hopefully learn from his experience. Hi, Mr. Dave. Good to see you. How are you?
Can you see me? I can't see myself on the camera.
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you. Can you hear me and can you see me?
I don't know why I can see, but I can't see myself. I don't know why it's that way. Just a second. Just let me just drop in and you call me back.
Sure, sounds good. I can do that. Well, I hope the network allows us. Thank you, Martin Duro, for the amen. I hope they find peace. All right, let me add David again. Hopefully we can get him now this time. Well, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you all are having a good weekend.
Does it work now?
Hi, David. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing? It's nice to be here. Good afternoon or good evening over there.
It's still connecting from my side, so I can't see you yet. So I guess it's network.
Okay. You know what? Let me close the app. Probably it's because of the app. Let me just close the app and go back online.
All right. Yeah, sure. We could do that. So just take your time. If internet is good and you're good to come back, just let me know. I'll add you on. Okay. Well, I guess we're having internet issues. Well, it happens even in the abroad. Supposedly, we have issues with network. Well, like I said, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're keeping safe. For those in college, I hope you guys are finding classes in the new Zoom well. Well, before I add Mr. David, real quick, I'll just read his bio real quick for us to know more about him. Yep, give me a minute. All right, so Mr. David is the founder of ISFOG and a strategic manager advisor at LGM International. Mr. David is both diligent and committed to technology and education and diplomacy. He was born in Nigeria and raised. He obtained his first class honors bachelor's degree from aircraft and rocket engineering from Ukraine. He has double master's degree in both international diplomatic studies and international business and sustainability from Czech Republic and Germany, respectively. He currently lives in Czech Republic, where he's pioneering a visionary EdTech management product. He enjoys cycling, table tennis, and networking. And I'm adding him now. I hope we can get him in this time. Hi, David. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is it much better now?
It is in itself much better. I can see you. So yes, it's better.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Gord. How are you doing?
It's so good to see you. How's your week been?
Well, week has been relatively great. How about yours?
It's been good, of course. Work full, school
Well,
full. Yeah, it's good to see you.
well, yeah, nice. So I actually heard as you're reading my bio, and thanks for such a warm introduction.
Say that again. We didn't get you. We didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said I actually heard you reading my bio, and thank you for such a warm introduction.
Sure, definitely, of course. You've done so much for yourself, so I had to introduce you before we get you on. So anyway, so
Yeah,
would
sure.
you want to tell us something about yourself? Let my audience get to know you personally and something exciting about you.
Well, as you've said it yourself, the most exciting thing about me, which people find interesting, is the fact that I actually studied in Ukraine. It's quite unusual for the Caucasian population to actually, think about a Nigerian going to Ukraine and the huge, the weather difference and everything. And except that, and another exciting thing about me, which people always tend to say, is about the fact that I actually studied aircraft and rocket engineering, which is a field which a lot of people don't actually go into, or some people go into but don't excel as much as I did. So I think these are the two most interesting facts which people always see and know about me. So
Yeah.
just to be clear, I hope that the audio and the video is okay, right?
It's a little bit slow, so your words are dragging. So I think maybe it's the internet. Can you hear me now?
Well, I can hear you pretty much well. I can hear you pretty much well. I don't know if you can hear me pretty
Okay,
much well
so
as well.
yeah, we can hear you, but just go ahead, please.
But if it's not working, I could probably maybe reconnect to a different Wi-Fi. I don't know, but this should be perfectly okay. I don't know why it's kind of like slacking and everything now, but could be software. I don't know
Yes,
what could be the problem.
so far, I can hear you personally. So far, we can hear you.
All right, great. Um, so today we're going to be speaking about EdTech, right?
Yes. Before I go to EdTech,
Great.
let me quickly ask you this, okay? Well, I know you
Yeah, sure.
graduated with a first class honors degree from aircraft and rocket engineering in Ukraine. I know you have 2 master's degree in international and diplomatic studies and international business and sustainability from Czech Republic and Germany. That's a lot. So that's awesome. Secondly,
Well, well, yeah, you could say it's a lot, but I think it's quite optimal and normal.
the question is, so why did you choose to study in Europe?
Well, right from a tender age, I've always been interested to pursuing an international career out of an international higher educational experience outside of Nigeria. So Europe was the most sustainable option for me, and the fact that Nigeria there is no aircraft there, but rather there is more or less normal engineering field, but in the United States was quite more expensive for me. So that was why I decided that rather than go to United States or an English-speaking country, I'd rather go into Ukraine. But just to be clear, no, if the internet is bad, you can just give me a second. Let me change to a different Wi-Fi. But I don't know why it's pretty much that way. But I don't know if you are still having difficulties or lags, just let me know.
Well, we can hear you well, so yes,
Okay.
okay.
All right, great. So basically, as I was saying, right from a young age, I've always wanted an international exposure in my tertiary education. So Ukraine was quite much more sustainable because it cost me less than about 70% less than what I would have paid in the United States University or in Germany or in the United Kingdom or in Australia. So that's what actually led me to studying in Ukraine. That coupled with the fact that Nigeria did not have the aircraft and rocket engineering program and still don't have up to today, which is quite disappointing. So that's what took me to Europe, and from there I actually found my way into Germany and Czech Republic.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. Most times it's hard to get a visa. It's very hard to get a visa from to any country from Nigeria, I'll tell you. So how was the application process for you?
Yeah.
Was it easy or was it difficult?
Well, due to some certain situations with the Ukrainian diplomatic mission in Nigeria, there was a little bit of corruption, obviously, at the consulate. But however, we managed to scale through that, and it was an easy sell from there, But I would say pretty much I've been lucky to always have it easy with my visa applications to everywhere I've been to. I've always been lucky to have it easy, easier than some people. Not easy, but just easier than a lot of other people, So
Yeah.
that's how it went. Went to the embassy, applied for it, and got my visa. And the next couple of weeks, I was in Ukraine, several miles away from home. That I can say.
Well, that's good because I remember then too when I had to do mine. It's a whole stress. So it's very scary, going to get a visa. So yeah, when you get it the first time, you're always happy to do that. All right. So
yeah,
in
sure,
Czech Republic,
definitely.
You are in Czech Republic. You were once in Ukraine. You've been to Germany. Means you've been around the Europe. So what has been your biggest challenges? Adapting in Europe and in these countries.
Well, to be honest, the challenges which I have faced is not the typical challenge which people would say about the social cultural aspect. Mine has always been well, I would try to differentiate them, because I cannot generalize Eastern Europe, Central Europe, and Western Europe together, So
Yeah.
I would try to separate them, As for the case of Ukraine, I think my largest challenge over there in Ukraine was the fact that there was no program to accelerate and facilitate a career development perspective for a young professional as I was then as a student, So that was my greatest challenge in Ukraine. And in the Czech Republic, I could say it's more or less about the languages because there are some amazing positions which I would have loved to pick up at that time when I was still searching for a job. But the language was a significant obstacle for me. And as for Germany, to be honest, I had no challenge in Germany. I really enjoyed my stay in Hamburg. It was a great time in Hamburg. I really had no challenge, and people often think that as a dark-skinned man, as an African, the greatest challenge which you'll face will be weather, but for me, weather was nothing, I was in minus 25 degrees Celsius, in Ukraine, and that was actually nothing, I could deal with that, and Prague has been quite a little bit warmer, so not much sincere challenge except, climbing up the professional step and ladder. That is the only challenge I can say for now.
Okay, well that's good to hear. All right, so when we talk about EdTech management, the importance of EdTech management, what does it mean to you?
Well, it depends from what perspective we are talking about, but the most important thing to you and to the viewers is to first of all, go around the concept of EdTech. What does EdTech mean? EdTech is just basically a combination of two words, education and technology. And basically it basically is the combination of tools and educational practices which is aimed at facilitating and enhancing learning and studies. For my own perspective, I am not concentrating on the classical mainstream EdTech products. Okay. But what I'm concentrating mostly on is the EdTech management product for organizational purpose, the day-to-day running of the universities, be it the accounting department, be it the human resource department, be it the department of university which is responsible for creating the curriculum. What I am trying to do and what I am putting my interest in most of these days is how can we make institutions, both the high school and the tertiary institution, how can we ensure the day-to-day efficient running of the university, which number one would increase the productivity of the university or the high school, and also increase the efficiency, you know. So for me, on the market right now, I'm just going to take it a little bit towards technology. You know, on the market right now, there is no one mainstream organizational management tool for universities. Most universities have to integrate third-party softwares and products into their overall database in order to help them out with accounting, with finance, with basic learning, especially in unprecedented times such as now, where most universities have actually gone online and so on. Like, for instance, in the Czech Republic, schools were scheduled to open next week, but right now we are witnessing, obviously it's quite little to the US, but if we want to compare the ratio, we are witnessing a tremendous amount of new cases. This week alone, we have recorded over 6,000 cases, which is quite enormous for us, you know. So the government, the Minister of Health, Vostek, actually said that they would suspend EdTech management product much more suitable for universities, especially in unprecedented times such as now, where everything is being done from distance. Teachers are working from distance. Staffs of the universities are working from a distance. You know, in the office, you hardly see people in the universities. You know, so basically, the EdTech management product is to enable a much more sustainable and efficient day-to-day running of the universities. You know, such that you can also reduce your workload and your workforce. Reducing your workforce means cutting down, you know, potential employees of the university, current employees, and which obviously increases the reserve funds in the institution, such that instead of running a university with about 100 people, you only now need maybe about 40 people or 50 people to do what 100 people were doing in universities, you know. So for me, I find this to be the most sustainable part for higher institutions. The internet was kind of slacking. I don't know if you got what I was saying, but if you didn't get
yeah,
it,
we can hear you. We did get it. Yeah, we got it.
Great. So basically, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to put up together for universities.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know, people, it's much needed. You know, it's a very important and very I think necessary app or that we need, especially in Africa. You know, because if we do have those in most of the African countries, even in the world today, there'll be less, like you said, less cost load for the people. But even at that, again, still,
of course,
one would say it might cause and lead to people losing their jobs. But then again, it's up to the government to find the best ways.
What I can tell you is that whether or not we are ready, technology is coming, and
True.
it's going to take over a lot of labor in the labor market. The ability for one to adopt strategic agility in terms of their career path, in terms of their skills, would be beneficial to individuals. For instance, put yourself in the position of the institution. Why would you hire 100 people to do a work where you can hire 40 individuals to do the same work for 100 people with the aid of technology? With that, you increase efficiency, you increase productivity, and you reduce the wage, your expenses on wages. You know, and right now, more than ever, educational institutions need a huge needs a huge amount of funds in their reserves.
True.
You know, so for me, that question is a valid question. But what I can say is that whether or not we are ready, technology will replace a lot of people in the labor market. It is now left to the individuals to decide, do they still want to go to the old analog way, or do they prefer to actually adopt some new suitable skills in their labor? There's nothing we can do about that, What
True.
I'm trying to do is create a much more sustainable way to run in higher institutions and high schools. That is my priority right now. And if the people don't want to join the train, then we leave them and move on. you know, that is what I can say about this. But I
Yeah.
sympathize with them, but there's nothing we can do. We are in a fast-paced phase in life, so absolutely nothing we can do
Yeah.
as individuals about this.
I agree. Well, it's up to the government to find a way to get people involved and get them jobs that is more science based and eco friendly as well too. All right. So I know you're the
Well,
founder.
well, what I would say as well in regards to that conversation is also the possibility for a complete a complete overhaul of the educational system. The
Okay.
educational system, depending on which continent we're speaking about, but generalizing it, the educational system which we operate on today actually doesn't encourage thinkers, but it encourages obedient individuals who follows
Mhm.
what have already been said there. And my goal is to change the status quo. My goal is to interrupt the status quo on a global level, starting
Mhm.
from where I can start from. So um, it's that's what it is. That's what I can say.
Yeah, it's a good one. It takes a chain reaction for when the conversation starts, for
Definitely,
people to begin to
definitely,
buy into it. I think it's necessary we do that
definitely.
because this is the 21st century, the Gen Z word age, and it's time for us to, make changes that will affect everyone in a positive light. All
Definitely,
right, so I know
definitely.
you are the founder of ISF org and the strategic manager advisor
Yeah,
to LGM, LCC.
yeah.
Do you want to tell us what that is and what it's all about?
Well, sure. I can tell you about the iceberg. Basically, the iceberg over the past 3 years since its founding has gone through three different phases. Um, Initially, it was the ISF, and when I founded it, that was in my last year in the aerospace university, and then I was just made uh, the president of the Nigerian Students Union. And
Okay.
I wanted to create a legacy, not just for myself, but for my administration. So I thought of, I began to think about what hasn't been done in Ukraine before. And that led me to actually knowing that there have never been an English speaking conference for foreign citizens, obviously, which are the only English speakers in Ukraine. So that's what led me to find the RSF, which was the International Students Forum. So under that name, I actually had three successful conferences in Ukraine with over 700 participants, obviously,
Yeah.
in Ukraine from over 23 plus nationalities. And from there, upon finishing the university, and upon getting bigger than the student status, I decided to change it to the International Scholars Forum. So under the International Scholars Forum, my intention uh, is to actually create a centerpiece for intellectual discourse
Okay.
amongst professionals of different fields, be it natural sciences, be it technical sciences, be it social sciences, be it which social sciences also include economics and all this. I'm trying to create a central piece for intellectual discourse where
Okay.
we would have, for instance, let's say a conference, and I would invite multiple field leaders on multiple fields to come in and let us discuss the agenda of the day. So along the way, while I was also trying to explore that part, I also had increased interest in technology and an integration of technology into educational practices, you know, and I decided that rather than make the ISFOC just about conferences and forums and all of these things, why don't I create an edtech product? You know, so
Okay.
basically, right now, the direction which I am steering it towards is more or less as an information and technology company, but also having a different venture which will still pursue the core educational aspect of my intentions. You know, so
Right.
that right now it's one of my priorities. You know, so that's what I can say about the icework. I'm still in the development stage, still trying to complete the masterpiece in order to start onboarding. You know, but
Yeah.
as for the LGM, I started working with LGM International LLC basically about a year ago on completion of my master's. It's basically an American company registered in Texas, but we have an operational base here in Prague. So basically, there I work as a strategic management advisor. So basically, my key responsibility is planning and directing the organizational, strategic, and long-term goals of the company.
Okay.
You know, basically, the company we specialize. We are more or less a project management support company. We also deal with. We also have. We also deal with teaching, project management, cost engineering, and all these things. You know, so basically, what I do in the company is just try to take my management skill and try to steer the company towards a sustainable path where we can maximize profit, where we can
Okay.
maximize revenue, and at the same time minimize unnecessary expenses for the company.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that seems like a fun job. I'll tell you. I
Well, in its classical term, yeah, but also as every other job, it has its own hassle which one has to cross. But I would say that is that. You know, it's pretty much
right.
a great a great one. You know, and I enjoy the possibilities of working there.
Yeah. Well, for anyone, okay, that's heard your story and know how I want to, in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, I want to take the same path you took to where you are today. What do you have to tell them?
Well, to be honest, the what I can tell them is, you know, the road is not easy. There'll be a lot of obstacles. There'll be a lot of lunatics along the way. The most important thing is to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to be resilient, stay focused, and above all, be humble. You know, get rid of unnecessary pride.
Humility.
Be willing to learn from everyone. Everyone has something to teach, but a 17-year-old teenager and a 30-year-old adult, they would have something you can learn from. You know, so always be
I agree.
open to learning, and also most importantly, learn the skills of networking because that will be beneficial in the long term. Networking, networking, networking. You know, so these are some of the advice I can give to them. But for me, I'd say humility is very important. Humility is very, very important because there are some situations which I've been in which my humility was the propelling force, nothing else, not my knowledge or anything, but my humility, you know. So I think being humble should be something which everyone should possess, the act of humility.
Yeah, I remember when we met in New York last year. Well, that was
Yeah.
last year, right? I just saw this guy
Yeah,
who's
that was
quite,
last year, February in New York.
yeah, on his own. He was pretty quiet. I didn't know who you were, where you were from, but I knew you were African. But I could see the humility when I saw you for the first time. So that's true.
Like for me, I always like to observe my environment first before speaking or making an impact. You know, so for me, I was just observing everyone because we had a lot of people there. No offense to them, but we had a lot of people who were not up to what they portrayed themselves to be. You know,
True,
and
I agree.
and
Yeah.
I was just I was just adopting one of the principles by one of the former Chinese leader. He says, lay low and bid your time. So I was laying low there while bidding my time in that conference hall, and the conference arena. So I could say that, but some people always have different opinions about me. So different people, different opinions
Anyways,
about me.
so definitely. So, what's something on your bucket list that you want to do in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. Do you mean personally or general,
It could be personal, it could be
generally?
general.
What
Depending
do you
on
mean?
anything you want to tell us, it's fine.
Well, I'll start generally. One of the things which is on my bucket list is to disrupt the status quo for global education.
Okay.
Last year, I wrote a short article on educational multilateralism and if it empowers the millennials for global responsibility. And from that research, I cannot say that the education is really empowering the millennials for a global responsibility. You know, so I would love to change the status quo for global education. Secondly, I would love my ventures to actually kickstart on a grand scale, but
Wow.
the startup and also the forum venture. I would want these two ventures to kick up. And one of the things, and another thing which I intend to accomplish within the next 10 years is actually, mentoring, of
Yeah.
young professionals, both from
Mm-hmm.
the global south and the global north, but mostly from the global south, mentor them, give them
Yeah.
opportunities which they have been deprived of by the governments. So these are things on a general scale which I would like to kick off. On a personal level, I love to go skydiving. I love to jump out of I love to jump out of an airplane, obviously. Uh, and maybe going to space. Yeah, I'd really love to go into space. I've always been fascinated about experiencing zero gravity. So that is personal level which I intend to kick off. And but in all, I can say being a game changer. That's how I
that,
generalize it. Being a game changer.
and that's what's up. Well, I'll tell you this. If you're going for skydiving, don't invite me. I won't come. I'm so scared of heights. I'm so scared of the plane. So
Oh, please. No,
no,
don't
no,
worry.
no.
It means you don't trust me.
See,
If you are scared of height, it
Dave,
means you don't trust me.
Dave, even when I fly, I still hold the seat. That's how scared I am. So thank you. Not to open the door of the plane. Ah, come on.
It's a
Anyways,
shame. It's a shame.
yeah, anyways, before I let you go, do you have any
Yeah.
shout outs for anybody? Shout outs to anyone?
Well, I'd like to shout out to your crew. You guys are doing an amazing work. Everyone is doing amazing work. Pamela and the other guys, you guys are actually doing something which I'm very impressive about. And I hope to contribute in my one or two ways
Thank
towards this further sustainable growth of your new venture. I go with Ego. And I would also want to give shout out to the participants of this live. I'm trying to find out if I have what I've been trying to do right now is to find out if I have some privacy setting, because I didn't see anyone. Because I had some people which are going to join this live, but I cannot see any one of them, and I don't know if my account was set to a private part, which does not
you. Oh,
inform. Yeah, because normally my account is on private, but I don't know if I actually uh, for the put it in a private way, So
yeah. But
I
but
would
the
want
good
to I would
part
want
is
to give a
they can
shout out.
always
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I would want to
they
give
can
a
always
shout out. I want to give a shout out to the participants of this live video, and also, as I always say, give a shout out to every young and vibrant individual out there, which are doing their best to disrupt the norm, in a good and positive way, which is beneficial for the entire world in general. I admire their courage, I admire their
yeah.
perseverance, and I admire their resilience in whatever they do, no matter how small, how big it is. But I'm giving a shout out to all of them.
Yeah, well, Mr. David, thank you so much for coming today. I hope to have you on the show back in the future and to see how far the
Sure,
future's you've been
definitely.
to the best of
That,
ability. Thank you.
definitely. I apologize. I don't know if the internet issues on my side. I sincerely do apologize.
No,
For the slack in the internet. I really apologize for that.
no, it's okay. Well, thank you so much. Please
Yeah,
enjoy your
and
weekend.
it's your being here. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful weekend and a great day ahead.
You as well.
Cheers.
You as well.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, that's my friend David, wonderful guy from Prague in Czech Republic. A wonderful guy. You've heard his story. You've heard what he does. You heard his passion for EdTech management, education, and technology working together to improve what we do in schools, in the universities, and high schools. That's what he's passionate about. I hope that the future will be bright for him and to lead us into this new world of where technology is a strong a mover of education. Well, tomorrow, if you didn't get to hear him well, the podcast drops tomorrow. It's ready already. It drops tomorrow. So I will. It will be live on all the various platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, Amazon Music. It's gonna be everywhere. So thank you all for listening. If you want to be a part of the show, if you know anyone that want to be a part of the show, please tell them to send me a DM, okay? We want everyone want to hear your story. We want to be that safe space for not just international students, but people doing the best of the best and trying to, make the world a better place in their own respect. We want to have them on the show to tell their story and to be the motivator for others to be the best of who they are. Don't forget to everyone, please wear your mask. This is my mask. I bring new mask every time I come on the show. Please do wear it. Be safe. Make sure it covers your nose, and please stay safe. Stay safe. Social distance to the best of your ability. And please do want to follow our Instagram handle at I Go With Ego, our Twitter handle at I Go With Ego, and our Facebook page still at I Go With Ego. Thank you all. Enjoy your weekend and please be safe. Thank you.